it's the United States that's playing with fire here. That we think we've got enough military strength to take on Iran on their home turf. If we do it, we're going to suffer significant casualties. It's highly likely that if Trump decides to proceed, he's talked about, well, we're going to do a limited strike. Iran's made it clear they're not going to judge it limited or massive. If they are hit, they're going to retaliate with everything that they've got. And they're going to blow up American bases. They're going to try to sink American ships. They're going to shoot down American aircraft. And the White House, I'm told, through military channels, has been briefed that they anticipate the possibility of 10,000 American casualties. Let that settle in. That's more casualties than we incurred in Afghanistan and Iraq over a 20-year period.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. From 10,000 casualties estimated. You heard from Larry Johnson, former CIA analyst, on the channel he's a guest on the channel Dialogue Works, an excellent channel. I recommend subscribing to it. You're going to have to go to those sorts of alternative non-mainstream news sources, because in the mainstream news you keep hearing this nonsense about in terms of like such things as this Iran buildup, that Trump administration is talking about a potential limited strike, as though that there's going to be they're assuming there's just going to be a limited response from Iran, even though the Iranian officials have said this time it's not going to be like the last times where there's been like an agreed upon tit for tat response or a limited strike to them. Okay, then we'll do this response in retaliation, but like it was like a orchestrated, choreographed professional wrestling theater type of scenario. But Iran, they're done with all that. They've been clear this time. It's not going to be like those last times. This time it's going to be all-out response. It's going to be total war if we just do even a limited small strike. So yeah, there you heard in that clip, Larry Johnson saying he's got a lot of connections. He's been informed that the White House has been informed through military channels that they're anticipating 10,000 casualties if this war starts between the U.S. and Iran. So the White House, Trump administration, they can't play stupid, and if things go, if this starts, they can't say, oh well, we had no idea this would happen. Oh, all of a sudden there's, if we get troops being sent home in flag draped coffins, they'll be like, oh no, how could you have ever known this would have happened? No, they can't say that. They've been informed. They know that this would be a disaster of massive proportions, because there's all these bases out there close to Iran. Iran had the gall to put their country in the middle of all of our bases. We have so many bases, so close to our bases. How dare they do that? One of the most ancient countries in the world, putting their nation so close to our military bases. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. With our bases there. Well, why did we put bases so close to Iran? Well, because it's at the behest of Israel. Israel does not like Iran, and if we attack Iran, it'll be at the behest of Israel. The U.S. deep state has become the guard dog, attack dog, bird dog for the state of Israel, and been rather loyal about that. But I'm hoping that this time now we're not going to be so loyal for this foreign theocratic foreign state of Israel, and that this time we're going to say no, we're not going to attack Iran for you. So that my position is this is going to turn, this Iran buildup is either going to turn out to be the greatest folly if they go through with the attack, if they actually do attack Iran, or the greatest bluff in U.S. history. And so I'm hopeful that it is actually a bluff. Now, of course, there's been so many experts saying, well, yeah, this looks like, yeah, this is going to be actual, we're actually going to go through with this. Even people that really seem to be in the know. But now I'm wondering, well, that's why, of course, that it's not going to be an effective bluff unless all the all sorts of information is spread out, leaked, so to speak, that, oh yeah, we're actually going to go through this. That is to make the bluff more believable. I mean, the bluff's not going to work if Iran doesn't think, oh, we're actually planning on doing this. So it's like a tool to make the Iran think we're have a better deck of cards than we actually do have. Now, if they're actually, if they if Iran knows it's a bluff, then they're not going to be incentivized to come up with the best possible deal for the American, on the American side, so basically Israeli side. So the U.S. deep state wants to help out Israel as much as possible, so they want to get as much concessions from Iran as possible. So they try to make Iran believe that, oh yeah, we're going to actually attack you if you don't agree to these huge concessions on the part of Iran. So that's what I'm thinking is that what's going on. And I think it's a bluff because it has to be. Surely it's a bluff because it would be so disastrous for the United States and the Trump administration. Now, if they know that there's going to be 10,000 casualties, they also know that Iran has said that they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz, and they just had some joint drills with Russia and China where they did close the strait temporarily. They demonstrated that yes, they can do it. They can do it for as long as they want. They decided, oh, we're just going to be temporary for these drills, and now they're going to. But they said, oh yeah, if the U.S. does attack, they're going to, among other things, close the Strait of Hormuz, which so many oil ships go through that it's going to cause a great deal of price spike in the price of oil worldwide. And I've heard experts in finance say that closure could cause the price of oil to go up to $300 a barrel or more. Right now it's about $66 a barrel, so that's more than 4 times. So imagine the price at the pump quadrupling. Right now it's about $250, $260 a barrel. So imagine $10 or more per barrel per gallon of gasoline at the pump. Well, what that would do to the economy, both micro economy, just for personal finance for all the constituents, voting public, and just overall economy, because now we're going to have to pay for all sorts of fuel surcharges on all our goods, both overt fuel surcharges on invoices and just effectively fuel surcharges at the price increases that'll be put on everyday items, everything under the sun that needs to be shipped and delivered to both stores and to personal residences. Everybody's going to, and so many people are living paycheck to paycheck. As it is, they're not going to be able to afford. I mean, they have no give in their income, how much they can spend. So they can't absorb that kind of increase. My memory card ran out there in the middle of my recording. But yeah, I just talked about so the economy is going to be destroyed. It looks like due to the extreme increase in cost of fuel, and also there's going to be the disaster, humanitarian disaster. There's so many soldiers are going to be get life-changing injuries, or just not be able to come back at all, or they might be buried at sea, declared buried at sea, or come back in flag-draped coffins. And but Trump's poll numbers are already very low. That's attacking Iran. So it sounds like he's been informed what a disaster it will be for. That's just going to cause the U.S. will, I think, this will be so against him. Not only will it be a disaster for the midterms, I think it would be so that even the Republicans would turn against them en masse, and he might get even impeached before the midterms, because the Republicans will join the Democrats to impeach him, and so Trump knows what would happen. That would happen. That would be likely outcome if they were just even a limited strike on Iran would result in a disaster for his presidency and his likely impeachment even before the midterms. So that's why I suspect this is all a big bluff. I'm hopeful. I'm like, please, I should really hope it's just a bluff. So, it was because I think everybody should be for all sorts of reasons. Most importantly, because of the human cost. That's the biggest reason why we should be against this. The human cost of both our own troops and for just people of Iran, they're going to be victims, and also for the people of Israel, they're going to be struck very hard. I mean, we saw in the 12-Day War that the Iron Dome should be renamed the Rice Paper Dome, because it's so ineffective at preventing the Iranian missiles from hitting. They're going to be, and this time it's not. In the 12-Day War, Iran said they were just using some of their weaker weapons, weaker missiles. They were saving the best for such a situation as what would if such as would be upcoming if U.S. were to attack Iran. Iran stated they're not going to limit their strikes just to the U.S. They're going to strike Israel also, along with the U.S. bases and the ships that are over there in the Mideast, and we could end up seeing the aircraft carrier heavily damaged. You know, I think you just look at what happened with the Yemen when the Ansar Allah, also known as the Houthis, struck shot missiles at our carriers. Now, allegedly, we lost a couple. I think it was F-35s, supposedly because of the we turned so hard in the ships that the airplanes flew off the aircraft carrier. I'm not buying it really, because I have my doubts that those ships, huge giant ships, can turn so fast to cause these centrifugal force to push the planes off the tarmac. I mean, don't they have measures like chocks in place to hold the planes in place? I mean, come on. I don't think they can turn that quickly, can they? So I'm wondering if that's just a story they had to cover up the fact that they were hit. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they actually were hit. That's what I suspect happened, and they're just covering up and saying, "Oh, we turned so quick." It's like it's not like a speedboat. I mean, they can't just turn on a dime to cause that kind of centrifugal force to fling the airplane off the tarmac. I mean, come on. I'm wondering if they actually got hit. So the Ansar Allah, the Houthis, their capabilities are far, far less than that of Iran. Now, if the Houthis are able to hit or to do that kind of damage to take out a couple of F-35s on aircraft, U.S. aircraft carrier, just think what Iran could do to our aircraft carriers. It could just be just horrendous. So I have to think that the U.S. generals, they know that too, and have let the White House know this will be an absolute disaster for the U.S. military. And Trump will know, if nothing else, he cares about his poll numbers, and this will be disaster for his poll numbers if we go ahead and attack Iran, especially when everybody's waking up to the realization that this is all being done for a foreign nation state known as the State of Israel, and their Zionism, their religion of Zionism. It's done for religious reasons, which is a violation of the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which states that you're not supposed to. Well, the courts have interpreted that to mean that we cannot even favor any religion over another religion. They cannot favor any religion at all. But that obviously, through over the years, the U.S. has heavily favored the religion of Zionism, which should be separated from, I believe, should be separated from the religion of Judaism. But that's for another. I suppose that's for another topic, or for another. It's a whole other topic for another video. But regardless, it's bad enough that we have to give so much money favoring the religion of Zionism, but now we're gonna, in addition to the treasure, we're putting, if we attack Iran, that will be putting U.S. blood, spending U.S. blood. So there will be no doubt many U.S. troops, thousands probably, will lose their lives if we attack Iran, even on a limited basis, because Iran has stated they're going to come all out in response, and people are waking up to the realization that this is being all done for the State of Israel and the religion of Zionism. It's not to protect the United States. It's not to serve the United States. It's to serve the State of Israel and Zionism. People are waking up to that, and that there's going to be a huge backlash against the Trump administration if we are to go through with this. Trump knows that. I hope he knows it. I hope he realizes that. And so, if he knows that, if he knows what that outcome will be, I think hopefully he'll come to his senses, and hopefully he's already come to his senses, and hopefully he already knows he's already decided this to just try to bluff as much as possible to try to please his Zionist handlers, so that as much as possible to get us. And what I'm hoping is Trump will just waive some kind of agreement saying, "Oh yeah, we reached an agreement," and he'll claim that Iran made all these concessions, but maybe it'll just be the same thing that effectively it might be the same thing that Obama was able to come to agreement with Iran. That was the agreement that Trump and his first administration pulled out of. Maybe he'll just effectively reinstate that agreement that he pulled out of, that Obama started during the Obama administrations. So that's what I think. That's what I'm hoping, and I suspect will happen. This is actually going to turn out to be the biggest bluff in U.S. history, and all the aircraft carriers are going to just leave, no shots fired, and they'll go home and go back to business as usual, because the consequences of even a limited strike is just going to be Just catastrophic for the United States. It's and yeah, it's forget about the stock market. I think that's going to crash along with the Main Street economy. The stock market. I mean, that's about all he have left is the stock market. In terms of what Trump can tout, and that's what that's it. Even that'll be done with. That'll crash too. Inevitably, if we even engage in a limited strike. So, yeah, I'm calling it, but it's just a prediction. I don't know. I can't see the future, but that's the reason why I think it's I'm hoping, I suspect, I'm predicting that it is a bluff. We shall see, of course. I guess that's enough for now. It's a bit a while since I've done a video, so that's all. Yeah, that's all. If you're still watching, thanks for watching. Yeah.